like super geared players and super experienced players in there, and it's really going to help out the people who are trying to gear up to get into raids to get themselves that moose.
Yeah, and I mean, we do these little charts on Wowhead now showing how many players have completed achievements for things, and there are not a lot of people that have Wowhead profiles that get the
like super
Hellfire Citadel achievements on even basic things like, complete all the wings or kill, clear on normal difficulties. So there is a real need to get people doing, getting more interested in raiding. And, they've added the moose for Heroic and Mythic, but if you're not at that point where you can do Heroic yet, maybe if you're just a solo player, you can start doing some dungeons and then try LFR, and then you can eventually try Heroic.
Or even with the nerfs to normal, it's made normal so much more accessible. And having those normal achievements is going to help you get into heroic groups. Like, a lot of people will not be interested in you in their heroic group if you only have done LFR, because it's so much harder. But if you've at least done normal, they'll say, well, oh, at least you have an idea of the mechanics and stuff like that. So it is nice that they are making content more accessible. I'm sorry that I came across really, strong last week. I don't think we knew all
the values. I don't think we knew all the number values yet, because at the point the Mythic Dungeons ones I think were bugged, and it seemed that LFR was a lot compared to everything else we knew about. And now it's well, if anything, it's gonna tell raiders that if they want to do something, they should go do Mythic Dungeons with their friends versus LFR, because that's 3 times more valuable.
Well, not only that, but I've always said that I thought LFD, looking for a dungeon, was not a positive impact into the game. I didn't think it was hard to get a group of 5. I understand, in a way, I almost understand LFR. Getting 30 people together is definitely difficult, but I never saw a need for the 5-man group. Even leveling up, it wasn't hard. I would, of course, maybe I was just annoying. I would just look up, /who, 69 to 71, and I would just whisper them, hey, you want to do this dungeon? You want to do this dungeon? And you'd get 5 people together pretty quickly. But what's nice about Mythic Dungeons is because you do have to queue up with a group, it's going to force you to use their new group finder, which is really nice. And those are people that you could potentially be friends with, maybe guild up with. I mean, it's more than just your random group. People have to actually go to these instances. They can't just queue up and be ported there. There's just a lot more investment in these dungeons, which is something I think people stopped being invested in dungeons when they ported there and just queued up. And there was just no CC, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and Blizzard has explicitly been saying that they want the focus of this patch to be on dungeons, which is why the heroic dungeons have a nice bonus as well. Yeah. And they I think out of all the dungeons emphasized, they really want to push, the mythic ones is something that people can try that like smaller content. And between the mythic stuff and the time walking stuff, it seems that they're just really trying to push this a lot more than in the past. So hopefully this means more dungeons in Legion, if they're realizing that this is, 5-player content is something that lots of people actually want to do.
I'm sorry to interrupt. If you look at something like Wrath of the Lich King, dungeons were wildly popular in Wrath of the Lich King. People did their dailies every day. There were 2 dailies. There was the normal and heroic, but you could do the normal on heroic. So it was people did their 2 dungeons every day. 2 dungeons per day was better than 7 dungeons a week, in my opinion, because I just feel like it's not as gratifying to just be oh, well, I was automatically added this currency that I didn't see and who cares. Whereas, you know what I mean? You actually had to go ham this quest in, and it was just so much more eventful. And to have it right in the main city like that, you'd always see people there doing it. And you could even ask the people next to you, hey, are you doing this right now? Do you want to do it with me? Yeah, kind of thing. And
maybe maybe the weekly bonus quest should be in the capital cities and not the garrison, because at least for that you have to turn that in, right? You have to pick it up.
I would like it if it wasn't in. I might be the only person. I just don't care for War Spear. I just think it's a weirdly set up.
No, War Spear compared to Dalaran is just
yeah, it's. I would
even
rather
Storm Shield. It just feels very muddy. Yeah, and it's in progress.
It's it doesn't really. It looks like a temporary place. It doesn't look everything is. I don't know what the Alliance one looks like, but the Horde one is literally all huts made out of cloth.
No, there's a lot of mud.
It's muddy. There's nothing
nice
paved.
Buildings.
I mean, I guess nothing's paved in Orgrimmar either, but Orgrimmar at least has this big stone wall, and so I mean, I'm much more. one of the things I'm most excited for in Legion is the return of Dalaran. I think Dalaran was such a cool city. I loved being able to inspect people of the opposite faction. I loved that, you know, the city was open for everybody, but then there was parts that were only available for Horde and Alliance. I liked fishing in the fountain. I liked fishing in the sewers. I liked that there was the PvP area in the sewers. It was the best. It was like everything.
Yeah, I liked that there's the Algalon thing, and then there was the statue for Ice Crown in the center.
That was
and,
super
you would
cool.
have to, you know, Ronan did his yell. It let everyone know when something important was happening.
Yeah,
in the city.
I also really, really like that. So I'm excited for next expansion because if for no other reason because of Dalaran, and I really hope that they decide to go back to, like, I know they're doing the weekly quest right now, but I would be beside myself if they went back to doing dailies with, you know, the incentive to maybe upgrade your artifact weapon or get valor points or whatever it may be, but to make dungeons not drop off, like to make them good always, because that was the thing is like you were doing dungeons on your main every day even if you were geared out, like you constantly saw crazy people
and there was always dungeons that had decent epics at different levels, while, you know, we've gone on so many times with the garrison just making all the gear obsolete, while in Wrath you had the Ice Crown ones, the you know, Pit of Saron, and they had pretty nice epics. But in addition to that, they had that really cool drop, which started the quest line for the sword, which had a lot of lore behind it, and it's still really good for transmog.
Several of the dungeons had mounts, too. You had the mount that was out of the, what was it, the Oculus, then you had the one out of Culling a Strathome. Like, it was a lot of incentive to doing dungeons in
Culling a
Wrath.
Strathome was so detailed, too. I really loved
that
how
dungeon.
Before you started the dungeon, before you triggered the events, you could walk around and see everyone in the town and buy things from them, and it just taught you a lot of the backstory, which is missing if dungeons feel more, you know, streamlined. It's just, you know, kill these 4 bosses and yay, that's it, go back to the garrison.
Yeah, I really miss, like, flying. Like, I know it's really convenient just queuing up and getting in a group and porting to the dungeon, but, like, I've always said I at least think you should have to go to that dungeon and summon people X amount of times before you earn the privilege of just porting there. Almost like how you can port there in Mists of Pandaria they did when you did challenge modes. You earned the ports. I mean, granted, that wasn't tied to LFD at all, and I guess that's sort of a bad example in that way, but I don't mind the ports. It's that there are people who genuinely have no idea where it is, so they die. And then they have no idea how to get back to their body because they didn't run there in the first place. They have no idea where the entrance is.
Yeah, and it's just good for world exploration to... Yeah. You know, like, the dungeon makes sense in the zone it's in, and I think it enriches it if you understand why there's urgency in that dungeon, as opposed to having no idea, and then the art and little details in the dungeon and, you know, voiceovers, all that stuff is lost on you.
Yeah, I very much agree. So, anyways, TLDR, looking forward to the Valor changes, looking forward to the Mythic Dungeon upgrades, and looking forward to Legion.
Yeah. And your Dalaran stuff is a good transition for the next topic.
Oh,
actually.
Time walking of Wrath of the Lich King. Transition. Yeah. I'm a big fan of time walking. We've said this a couple times, and it's funny because my sister just started playing WoW. I think I've said this a couple times on the show. By the way, she has all the garrison decorations. She has all the pepes. Like, she's crazy. Like, I've never seen someone go 0 to 100 in WoW like that, but she really likes time walking a lot. Because as a new 100, you can get, 675 gear?
Yeah.
It's pretty decent.
And yeah, I mean, plus if you do 5, you get that quest for the Hellfire Citadel loot, which, 675 to 690 loot, that is pretty good.
Yeah, well, the last time walking, she wasn't 100 yet. So this will be her first time being able to get the cash, and I'm sure she's excited about that. Wrath of the Lich King Time Walking runs this month from the 21st, so it started a couple days ago, through the 26th. And of course, you can get those time warped badges. Killing a boss will give you 5. Killing an end boss will give you 10. Completing a random time walking dungeon will give you 10. Completing a dungeon with your role selected as the call to arms role, so if they need a tank or they need a healer, will give you 50, that's a lot. And then there's, of course, the once per dungeon event, which is a drop. It'll drop the... Right?
Yeah, the Unstable Prism, and that's from the first dungeon you do.
Yeah, the last boss. Yeah, and you can just turn that in for 500, so that's a ton right off the bat. And the best thing...
On every character.
Yeah, so you can do that. Yes, you can do that on every single character. And the currency is bound to that character, but there's so many, toys and stuff that only cost 500 or less, worth.
Yeah, like I think Grizzle Snout, there's some that are like $750. Actual badge gear is really cheap. It's like
really
$50
cheap
or something.
Yeah, so. It's because I know Erica, when she was leveling up, she did time walking dungeons to level up, and I told her, don't spend any of your badges till you're 100, because then you can get a bunch of these like 675 pieces of gear right off the bat. But there's that toy that you can get from the not Cataclysm, from Burning Crusade.
Yeah, the mirror.
Cool. The mirror, yeah. Now, what is there like an equivalent toy for Wrath of the Lich King?
There isn't. There are some pretty cool things, not exactly like that, but the cool things that you can get from Wrath are Grizzle Snout's Fang, which is $750, and it's a warg disguise that lets you travel very quickly, and it's based on one of the starter quest lines where you do try to help some of the wargs, and you do get disguise, and you were showing up as a wolf, and people didn't want to turn the disguise in because they really wanted to be this wolf. And so, they made this an actual item so you can use it.
I mean, that's probably the equivalent, because with the Burning Crusade item, it lets you port to places, and you can use it in combat, so you can use it to get out of combat. So if you could use that toy while in combat, you could theoretically use it to get out of a sticky situation if it makes you move quickly. And then there's, of course, the badge gear, which we already talked about, the cooking bags, which can contain the fun spices like baby spice and old spice and that. And then, of course, there's the mount, which is pretty amazing. I believe that's right there. This is submitted by a Wowhead user, and as you can see, it is a flying mount. It's just a cool mount.
Looks that like one costs $5,000.
Yeah, $5,000. Good luck. Good luck with that. I know you theoretically can get it in one runaround, right? Like if you just did nothing but time walking.
Yeah, and if you were the right role. But, this is our third time walking holiday, so if you've done that one-time quest 3 times, you're already at 1,500, and that's basically if you only did just that. Yeah. That doesn't count bosses, or if you did 5 for the special item, so you just have to, just do a time walking once every month, and eventually you'll get there.
Yep, and there's also there's fishing bags. Yep, there's fishing bags, and those can contain the little Crocolus pets, right? The unusual compass.
No, the Strand Crawler,
the Burning Crusade ones.
Burning Crusade.
Oh my god, someday I'll get those 2 straight. Someday.
It still is cool stuff. The compass is really expensive on the auction house. It's a cool toy.
You know what I bought on the auction house the other day? This is not related. Is Jaina's locket, because I wanted to know if it's good. Like, I want to have it for Legion to see if it's like a cheat.
So when the Legion beta starts, you're just gonna like hop on the beta with your character copy and be like, using Jaina's locket. I don't care about
where it brings me. Wouldn't it be so cool if it brought you to New Dalaran? Like, wouldn't that that's a worthwhile investment? If it does bring you New Dalaran, that thing's gonna quadruple in price. I could have made a great investment. It's a risk. Without this, there is no
I wonder
reward.
if there'll be an old or a new one.
You know what I mean? Like, I wonder how that's going to work, because I don't know.
Yeah.
Unrelated. You can also get Wrath of the Lich King reputation tokens. The Hourglass of Eternity costs 2,000 badges, and that summons future you.
Yeah, it's from this really interesting quest in Dragonblight. A lot of people who were questing in Wrath remember it at the time because you sort of went through that area. Like, that was sort of the central quest hub. And it was cool because you were doing this quest with the Infinite Dragonflight, and future you would help you and say really funny things like, oh, I can't believe my gear is that bad, or like, learn to play better. And it was it was dressed exactly like you. And the quest series was interesting because it was covering what happened to Nosdormu, and then that whole storyline continued into Cataclysm when you go into End Time, and even in Dragon Soul. So if you're like, what's up with Dragonflights or all that stuff, go through Dragonblight and do that whole quest line and talk to future you. And then there's a version with past you who also says some funny things as well. And I actually wrote a post on this. It's from yesterday, where I explain the background behind all these toys, because if you started playing recently, maybe you didn't, do all that Wrath questing, or maybe you boosted a character and forgot. So it's just sort of funny to be like, this was fun for players back in the day, and that's why Blizzard picked this exact item to be a toy, 5 or 6 years later.
So I'm not gonna lie, I was very distracted while you were talking, because when you move your hand at the exact right spot, it catches the light out of your window, and it looks like you're casting something magical.
Oh no.
Wait, go down. Down. Keep going.
Okay.
Do you see it?
Oh, yeah, I do.
So you were just, talking, and then it looked like you were casting spells, and I was like, is this my LASIK acting up, or is this really happening? Like, am I going crazy?
I see.
This is amazing.
I tried to put posters up to block out some of the sunlight, but I think I need real black curtains.
I mean, it could be because I'm seeing the world through an Instagram filter right now, but I think you look fabulous, and it was awesome how it looked like you were casting some sort of spell. I thought that was very cool.
Sands of Time spells.
It's so amazing. There's also the Will of Northrend, which costs 1,500 time walking badges, which gives you the Deathbringer's Will disguise. Now, that makes you look like the orc, right?
You can be the Vrykul, the Tauren, the Tonka, and why am I blanking on the third one? I feel really
Is
sad.
it an orc? I feel like it's like Saran or something.
Yeah, I'm going to be bad
wrong?
and actually look this up on Wowhead.
I'm going to look it up on Wowhead. The best is the other day Perk tweeted and she was like, I'm trying to research something for an article I'm writing and I just keep getting Wowhead guides. And I'm like, no, you wrote this. This isn't helpful.
Yeah, I was trying to look at pin trading guides and I was looking at BlizzCon merchandise and it's like, Wowhead covered this. I'm like, no, this is stuff that, like... I already read my stuff. Yeah, so it's an iron dwarf.
Okay, that's not an orc at all. I'm sorry.
No.
Many apologies. Many apologies. I don't know. My brain is just so skewed because, like, I've been between, like, trying to get as much work done as possible in short periods of time and then, like, sleeping because my eyes hurt. So I'm just, like, not all there. I mean, I'm not all there normally, but I'm less there than usual. But it's still a cool toy. Any toy that turns you into multiple disguises
It works in combat
cool.
now.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, they hotfixed it, so it actually works. And yeah, that was a really fun toy to get back in the day. Well, it was fun to use. It was really sad if you didn't have it because it was really good for so many melee classes because it had, when it would proc, it would give you a ton of one stat, and each stat corresponded to a disguise.
Yeah.
And, like, some procs were really good for certain specs, and it only dropped in 25-player mode, so there was, like, a lot of groups that tried to do it if you were doing 10-player rating because it was so overpowered. And then, of course, there was the normal 25 version and the heroic 25 version, which was just ridiculously overpowered for certain specs. And it dropped from the Saurfang encounter, which
maybe that's where
had so much lore behind. Yeah, it had so much lore behind it. It was tied to, like, Wrathgate, that whole really sad epic quest line. There's interesting dialogue between Saurfang the Elder and Varian and Jaina that takes place. Alliance and Horde have different ones that are, equally interesting, reveal different parts of the lore going on. So, yeah, there's a lot of fun lore and history, and what I think is fascinating is, there's player history. Like, that Saurfang had a history of being, like, a warrior and then a death knight, but then it's also the player history of people running Icecrown for this trinket and, like, basing gear sets around it, and that whole aspect of the history as well. So I see how those two threads intertwine.
Do you know, unrelated, do you know if they fixed, the Coin of Many Faces was being removed anytime you went into a time-walking dungeon? Do you know if they fixed that yet?
I don't know.
It was very upsetting for people. I'm not sure if that was intended. No,
because it has that super long cooldown.
Yeah, so people were really upset about it because it persists death.
Yeah.
And then if you went into a time-walking dungeon, it went away.
Time-walking is stronger than death.
Yeah, time-walking is stronger than death. I know that was an issue, and I'm sure that'll go away. I'm sure they'll fix it if they haven't fixed it yet. I was just wondering if you knew. Now is a great time to ask us questions if you have them. And do we have any loose ends to tie up? I'm super excited about Turkey being added into the game.
Let me hold Pepe.
Let me hold Pepe.
Yay, Pepe.
Pepe's softer than the Murlocs.
I know. So we still have a giveaway going on for 15 Pepes. It ends on the 27th. We have a lot of entries, but if you want to enter, you just have to complete I Found Pepe achievement in game, look up your character on Wowhead and verify them, and then enter the contest. And you'll automatically be entered to get a Pepe if you have the Pepe achievement, and we have a big Pepe graphic on the front page of Wowhead that takes you to the more in-depth rules. And yeah, Pepe's still a really popular page on Wowhead. Like, people are looking up those disguises. So, Pepe and Turkey and Hollows and Garrison decorations, like, that's been a lot of Wowhead pages.
I believe it. I believe it.
Which is kind of cool how it's just, you know, the little fun things that everyone is regularly looking up.
I hope that Pepe follows us to Legion. I hope that, like, Pepe is in, like, the class halls, or maybe, like, while you're questing, you can randomly find other disguised Pepes. I hope that Pepe doesn't, like...
Pepe is reacting to everything.
He's like, yes, I agree. I hope I'm in Legion, too.
Yeah.
I would love to have, like, finding Pepe be, like, an ongoing Easter egg in World of Warcraft. That would be something
I would love if there was a
enjoy.
Pepe disguise for every holiday.
Yes.
Like a Christmas Pepe.
Oh, yes.
Like an Easter Pepe with little bunny ears.
Oh, yes. I agree.
Pepe could have a nest.
Or like a little
eggs.
leprechaun Pepe with, like, the little green top hat. Oh my gosh, yes. There's so many good Pepe costumes, too. Like, you could have Gentleman Pepe with, like, a little top hat and cane and monocle.
I found when I was on vacation and visiting family that a really long time ago, one of my friends gave me this goose statue, and it came with, like, little costumes, like little capes and hats. And they fit Pepe.
Oh my god.
So I dressed Pepe up for Hollow's End. And
I saw, you sent me a picture that's so cute. Did you tweet that out?
Yeah, of course. It was at, like, 2 a.m. though. I'm like, this is like Scarecrow Pepe in real life.
This is necessary.
Yeah. Something else we could cover is just what we're actually wearing.
Oh yeah.
So we're not just
wearing shirt on.
Yeah, I have a Horde one on.
Yeah, and the back is super cool. It's like they're like striped in the back. Mine looks purple, but it's blue. It just looks purple because the reflection.
And these are some Blizzard BlizzCon store items that we got last week as part of the merchandise preview. And you can get it if you have a virtual ticket, and then you just, you know, buy the shirts. And they're new for this year. I don't think Blizzard's actually done anything like this before, you know, like a tank top, something that's not just...
No, they've done a lot of cool merchandise that wasn't t-shirts this year.
This year is good. So
this is a good year. I've got my Overwatch hat.
Yeah. we don't have a picture it, but I got the Overwatch backpack and jacket and hat, so I'm matching back to school.
Oh, you got the jacket already?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't see the picture?
No, I missed it. No, I haven't been on Twitter in like 3 days because my eyes are lasered. Right.
So,
okay, what do we got for questions?
Yeah.
I had a question. What's the difference between a chicken, a turkey, and a rooster? Well, a chicken is a general chicken. It could be a male or a female. A rooster is a male chicken, and a turkey is a completely different species, or it's a murloc. Do you know if there's been any date for Legion Preach purchase? Not yet, but we'll probably find out at BlizzCon. Have you got any suggestions, tips for those of us going to BlizzCon?
I think we should write an article about this because this came up last week too.
Did you write an article about it?
No, I'm thinking
you definitely should because I feel like even the virtual ticket there would be there. You could even give tips for the virtual ticket because things go on at the same time. Like you should definitely, whether you're doing virtual ticket or whether you're doing physical going to BlizzCon, look up the schedule beforehand and see what you want to see because you don't want to miss something that you really want to see. And if you go to BlizzCon, I'm pretty sure don't you get a virtual ticket applied to your BattleNet anyway, so you can watch stuff later? Am I wrong?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Because wouldn't that go with the code? Of
the digital goodies code. That's what I thought as well. So yeah, definitely make sure that you're aware of schedules. And if there's something you want to see, like say you really want to see Linkin Park, like some people sitting in this chat, you need to be there like an hour early at least. You need to, if you want like decent seats, you need to be there very early because that's going to be a popular concert. I'm telling you, this is not going to be a repeat of Blink 182. This is going to be like Foo Fighters, Metallica, Ozzy Osbourne. I guarantee it.
And also with all the waiting you're doing in line, you want to wear comfortable shoes.
Definitely
because your feet will hurt after a while.
I saw girls tweeting about high heels they're wearing, and I'm like, you guys are crazy. I mean, I respect the hustle, but you're crazy. Like, I will be wearing sneakers or boots or something like with no heel. And if you're wearing something that's not sneakers, get insoles.
Sometimes I wear nice shoes for the Wowhead party if I'm taking pictures, and then I have a bag where I have flip flops.
Well, not only that, but the Wowhead party's only 4 or 5 hours long. Like that's okay, but like you're gonna be walking and standing still constantly at the actual convention. Definitely get there early to anything, like especially the opening ceremony. If you get to BlizzCon at 9 and you want to be in good seats for the opening ceremony, I would suggest going straight there. And there will be
you want to pick up your tickets the day before.
Always pick up your, if you are going to be in town the day before, pick up your tickets the day before. And I believe you can also hit up the gear shop on Thursday this year.
Yeah, that is open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And
definitely worth going to.
Yeah. You can, they will be more, more details, but as we mentioned, they, they're sponsoring the Wowhead Party, and they gave us a ton of awesome prizes. So some of the prizes you can win, some of the special items you can actually win at the Wowhead Party, and you don't need a virtual ticket to win them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's, things like the Dark Whelpling plushies, there's a few Pepes, there's some other cool things, pins, we'll get into that in more details, but yeah, we, if the store closes at 9, you can try your luck at the Wowhead Party getting some of those items.
Someone asked me what happened to my eyes. I got LASIK on Tuesday. I got LASIK eye laser surgery. So my eyes are just kind of like sensitive right now. Like I've been working all day. Like they would normally be fine for a couple hours, but Perk knows I got up and I've just been like working all day because I've got all the Wowhead, like I'm handling all like the Wowhead VIP and streaming stuff behind the scenes. So I've been just like sending emails like a crazy person and like updating lists and like making sure all of those people are accommodated. And then I'm working on this Hollow Zen video as well because I'm really bad at single tasking. Like some people are bad at multitasking. I'm bad at giving myself one project at a time. It's like always 4 things. So it's just been a lot, and I've been like looking at the computer all day. So my eyes are starting to kind of give out, which is normal for the first like couple weeks. Your eyes are a little they said it'll actually get a lot better because you have like you're on like antibiotic and steroid eye drops for the first week, and they say that really actually affects your vision a lot and that it should get better once you're off of those. So we will see.
Yeah, it's like day 3 or so fingers crossed.
Yeah, please be able to see for BlizzCon. That would be good.
Yep.
What else? Oh, yeah, someone else, that's a good tip. Someone in chat said make sure that you go to like CVS or something when you're in California and get yourself some bottled water and some granola bars and stuff like that because food is
remember
outrageous.
To shower, wash your hands, don't get sick.
Hand sanitizer is a great, if you can't get a flu shot, I would definitely recommend taking like Emergency every day and using hand sanitizer constantly because you're just going to be touching, like even if you're not shaking hands with people, like if you play any games, like you don't know how many people have touched those keyboards, you don't know who's sick and who isn't sick. So hand sanitizer is your friend. And also like food at the conventions, like there's a lot of restaurants near the convention. Like if you happen to be going, I highly recommend Tiffy's. Really good restaurant. It's just like diner food, very yummy. The French dip is fantastic, and they also have homemade ice cream there, and it's right down the road from the convention, like half a mile walk, quick.
It's also really close to Disney, so if you're traveling far away, go see Disney with your friends.
Disney
I think there's like a little BlizzCon special as well.
Yeah, Disney on Sunday, everybody calls DizCon because it's like all the people from BlizzCon go to Disney the Sunday following BlizzCon, so it's like all just like nerds everywhere. It's amazing. Back to the original point though, bring yourself have bottled water, have snacks, because if you get hungry at the convention, you're not going to want to spend $9 on a pretzel.
Someone's also saying it's the same time as the benefit dinner. We've always had it on Thursday, and it's always been an issue where it clashes, but we're in the Hilton this year, so you can quickly get between both events if you want to stop by at one or the other. I know some developers will stop by at the very end that attend to the benefit dinner. And if you really want to make both and you're worried about the line, let us know and we can try to work something out.
Yeah, if you are going to be late because of donating a butt ton of money to charity, we would love to help you. I think the reason that's not something we're super concerned about is because that's not an enormous event. The Wowhead Party will hold 1,600 people at once, and you have to think with parties like that, people are rotating in and out. What did you say? How many people attended over the night last year?
So I want to say it held something like 400, but then the counter was 2,500, 3,000. So there was a lot of churn.
So it's and we expect the churn to be greater this year because we have a bigger space. The lines will be shorter, and it's
we have multiple entrances. We have one huge room for the Wowhead Party, and then another huge area for the other stuff. So there's not just one entrance and exit like there was last year.
I'm excited.
I am too.
I'm excited. I need to let you know right now, I have already told several of the VIPs that in order to be on stream, they have to bring me beverages. may or may not be drunk by the end of the stream, and that's what you get for hiring me. You did this to yourself. So since we got that out of the way, what else we got?
People talking about restaurants by BlizzCon.
There's a lot of, I highly recommend Tiffy's though. Like if you're trying to eat near BlizzCon, really good food, and they have homemade ice cream.
Yeah. So there's also good food trucks. I know they're mobbed, but these food trucks, they visit Blizzard. They visit Blizzard's campus like once every month, and they are like I mentioned, they're just, unique food, all different things.
Yeah.
And those food trucks are outside the convention center, and some of them are really good, like the Viking truck, which is all like hot dogs with epic names, and dragon's eggs, which are like tater tots with like 5 different things on them. They have funny names like the, I don't know, a Manaroth special hot dog.
That's fun.
Names after different bosses. So they'll all be there, and I know Blizzard employees really like them, obviously, because they keep returning. So, when we say food trucks, it's not just fried dough and McDonald's. It's pretty cool food.
That while we're talking about food too, there is still time. If you want to eat somewhere nice, make a reservation. You're not going to get in otherwise. And I do know, like, I just made a reservation at one of the Italian steakhouses nearby. There's still time to make reservations, but make a reservation. Because you're not, like, I went to the same steakhouse last time I went to BlizzCon, and it was like a 2.5-hour wait. So if you want to eat somewhere that's kind of nicer, unless you have a car where you can drive out a half an hour or so, anything within walking distance is going to be, even if it's, because we went to go to the steakhouse because we're like, well, how many people are going to go to a $50 a plate restaurant? Like, we're going to take the hit on financially because we won't have to wait. And there was a 2.5-hour wait for this $50 a plate steakhouse. So anything within walking distance is going to be swamped. If you really want to go to something within walking distance, make a reservation or you're going to regret it. Also, pro tip, if you want to go to the Wildhead Party, RSVP.
Yeah, it just helps us get, like, a head count of how many people there are. We don't think... We're publicizing it a lot more than last year, so that balances out the bigger space, but we think that it's such a bigger space, so
the line
we don't think that
be
lines
bad.
will be an issue.
No, the line shouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Someone is saying that they helped a person out of the pool last year at the party, and that's another reason,
There's no pool.
The actual space last year, if you covered up the pool, could fit, not as much as what we have, but a decent amount of people.
Yeah.
But
they had this huge pool, and there's always someone who falls in or gets pushed in or jumps in, and it all is fun and games until everybody gets splashed and cell phones are ruined, and it was just a lot to have that, like, in the middle of everything.
And it's also, like, really bad for flow because we'd have, like, the stage and the live stream in the same corner.
Yeah.
And then we'd have this pool close by. And no one wanted to be, like, 2 rooms over where there was nothing. And everyone was, like, crowded around trying to get prizes and hear the live stream at the same time.
Well, and there was only 2 bars, too. So the lines for the bars were crazy. And then people were going to, like, the hotel bar to get drinks because the other bars, like, even though the drinks were cheaper, it was, like, not worth the wait. So, and then you'd see people walk away from the bar with, like, 8 drinks because they wouldn't want to get back in line. And it was insane. They needed a tray.
So we've got, like, the Wowhead live stream area by the plushies and the cake and the photo booth. And, like, all sort of the Wowhead 10th anniversary specific stuff. And then in, like, the other area where we have the gaming machines for Hearthstone, we'll have the stage there as well. And, more, like, general things for stuff that represents Hearthhead and Overking. So we think the flow is going to be a lot better this year.
Yeah. Live stream's going to be amazing.
Yeah. The plushie's going to be the best guest.
I was so excited when you told me about that. Like, I'm super excited. We haven't even mentioned the cake. Perk designed a rocket cake.
Yeah, so I helped design a rocket cake. I'm like, I want this tier to be red and this tier to be white, and we need, like, some gold sprinkles here, and we need this cake topper, and here's a 3D model of what the rocket looks like on Wowhead. So, cake person, can you make a cake based on this?
Cake person, please.
So I proved some sketches on that, and we will have the cake on a table to be displayed near the live stream area. We're also going to do an ice sculpture, but California is hot, and that seemed like a really bad idea, and it would be really lousy if we're like, here's this awesome thing for a photo op, and then it melted.
And then it melts, and it's like, you are not prepared.
Very symbolic. It's like, wow, it's 10 years old, and now it's melting away. So
oh, no.
That would be awkward, and we don't want that.
Oh, no. Okay, so no, scratch the ice sculpture. We're doing the Legion Art Gallery instead. Well, I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a really good time. I hope that you guys will join the live stream. There's a lot of really cool people that are going to be on the live stream. And if there's somebody in the Blizzard community you want to see on the live stream, let me know, because that's my dealio. That's what I'm hanging on to this year as my claim to
we don't
fame.
know the servings for the cake. It will not feed everyone.
Dang.
But
if I don't get cake, I quit. Just so that you know. Do you know, Perk, yesterday I ate 5 pieces of cake. That's not okay.
What flavor was it?
So I made a cake, and it came out really good. It was butter cake with chocolate marshmallow frosting.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It was really good, and I just kept eating it all day. And then at the end of the day, there were only 2 pieces left, and Nick only had 1, meaning that I ate 5 pieces of cake yesterday, and I think I've gained 20 pounds.
My family makes these awesome sweet potatoes where they're like sort of crinkly on the outside and orange, and on the inside there's a gigantic fluffy marshmallow. So I was like, oh, Pepe is like a sweet potato.
He's like a sweet potato casserole puff. That's amazing. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up.
Will the Legion Art have a post on WoWhead? It will. Yes.
We're super excited about it too. Wait till you see some of these guys. Like, I cannot show you my desktop background currently because that would give away some of the entries, because I made a custom background for my computer with a bunch of the entries because they're amazing and you're going to love them. You guys are going to be, I mean, they are, like, there are some really really talented
I want to do this
there.
Every year leading up to it because it just is so good, and yeah, they're so amazing. It was hard narrowing it down to the ones just to pick put up on display, and the team picking the ones for the winners. That's going to be
I have no idea. I asked Perk, I'm like, can I help pick the winners? And she's like, sure. And then I looked through the gallery of like bajillion of them, and I'm like, I don't want to be part of this. I have no idea how you're going to do this. Good luck. GG. I quit. Because there's so many amazing ones. There's so many amazing ones. Yeah. So we're going to go. And I just want to quickly thank everybody who's subscribed to our Wowhead Twitch channel. We have a couple emotes you can use. One is the Rocket, one is Pepe. They're really adorable. You can use them on any Twitch channel, and that also kicks back a little bit to us as well, so we appreciate that. Also, any users of Wowhead Premium, thank you so much. That's an amazing service that will take all of the ads off Wowhead. It allows you to customize your Today in Draenor. It lets you track quests. It gives you a special color when you are typing, and again, it directly
Hey, so good morning, everyone. And today's show is going to be a little bit shorter. I'm only going about 4 hours instead of my normal 7 or 8. But it's for a good cause, because tomorrow we're going to have Piano Impro Man, known as Bernie Katzman in real life, professional pianist, composer, and singer. He is going to be here on the show tomorrow. He's going to be sitting right next to me here in my home studio, and we are going to be doing Shroud of the Avatar. And then I'm going to turn off the music in the game. He is going to do all the music, and he is going to try and match whatever he sees going on in the game with his singing and playing. So it's going to be a very, very unique show. And so it's something that we've never done before. It's part of the reason why I'm taking off a little bit earlier today is because I have a lot of social media stuff to do. So we got to get the announcements out. I think it's good to do it the day before. We will be, if you play Shroud of the Avatar, look for us in the newsletter that comes out today, and then they'll be making announcements about it, and could be a lot of people here. I don't know. It's going to be followed by a little bit of Q&A with us, and so it could be really interesting. And how many of you have ever done a Q&A with somebody who's a professional pianist and composer? Somebody who's like played Carnegie Hall and stuff like that. So I never have. So, yeah. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, one other thing. If you look on the schedule, ! schedule in Twitch chat, or it's in the details tab on YouTube, you will see that I have changed my schedule for Halloween. And so, let's see here. Where is it here? Oh, wait. I got the Halloween special on the wrong day. How fucked up is that? I accidentally put it on Friday instead of Saturday. Isn't that funny? Here, let me fix that. Holy cow. I can't believe I did that. Isn't that awesome? Ooh, how'd I do that? Okay, we're gonna fix this here. Yes, sirree. Man, I can't believe I did that. And there's proof now, too. Oh, my. Okay, so we are going to do some sort of Halloween special. I am going to put a camera out at the door. We're going to do some Roller Coaster Tycoon. And we're going to share with trick-or-treaters. So, okay. Well, let's at least just do a quick copy over for Friday. We will get Eve going on Friday. Roller Coaster Tycoon actually does come out, well, we'll be playing it on Saturday. It has a time that it comes out on Friday. And I can't announce it yet until the official announcement from Atari. So, okay. Well then. Oh, and I forgot to turn the AC down, and I have a customer now, and life is awesome. Okay, so I can tell my room heats up in here with all the computers going if I don't... care of that. So have the AC on. Okay, I told you all I was foggy at the beginning of the show, right? Okay, so here's the theory on anti-gank. We are going to join the anti-gank channels in-game. Any of you that want to join as well may. I will look them up in a moment here and get my character here that flies the Barghest into it. Oh, in fact, I got to get his training going. I turned off training on another character on the account so that he could do his training. And so, okay. And finish up this customer. So basically, here's the plan. The plan is that we are going to build a Barghest, which is a very heavy ship by mass. I think there's only one or two other ships that are heavier in this class that we can fly in high sec. And so the theory being, can we use it as a shield? The other thing is that the Barghest here is 4 times the size of most other battleships. So can we get like 4 of these and orbit a freighter that's being bumped and cause deflection from the materials that are charging it? I don't know. But I am going to see if we can speed fit a Barghest and you know, whether or not we can do something crazy like that. So we are going to do that today. And okay, I'm finishing up with this customer. You know, and we may find that it works really well or that it doesn't work at all. But it's one of those things. It'll bump me into the freighter so it won't work. Well, maybe. So maybe we just have to have a higher orbit. Or maybe We just have enough velocity to go with the Macarial and hit him before the freighter gets bumped. Nonetheless, even if it hits me and then it hits the freighter, it will cause less inertia with the freighter. So, at least I believe it will. But I think it's things to find out. And so we're gonna see if we can speed fit this. I mean, in just a crazy, ridiculous way. So, okay. So the first thing we need to do is get into the haulers channel. Okay. So I'm in the haulers channel, and then there is gank intel, and then there's anti-ganking. So once you're in the haulers channel, gank intel is linked in there. And then anti-ganking is linked in the gank intel. And so, okay, what we're going to do is now that I just started a skill queue again, we're going to pause it because I believe, let's see, where are these clones? None of these clones have implants. Oh, interesting. So if I'm at this station here and I jump away, I won't have two clones here, will I? Yeah, that works. It's going to destroy one of them, isn't it? I mean, which might be okay. Let me think about that. I think there's a station next door. Let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna go over there. I don't mind having two clones down here. That way, if I make a mistake later, I'm okay with that. Okay, so what is this ship here? I don't think it's a Sinofit. Nope. Okay, we do have one hostile here. I'll see what happens. And this is my home station here, I believe. Yep.
Oh, combo.
All right, Rogue Shadow. Thank you for resubbing, buddy. I really appreciate it. I'm honestly honored that you find value in the show and want to resub and keep up your support. In honor of Rogue Shadow, there is 20 gold to everyone. So thank you. Tell Rogue thank you. Okay, also, let's see here. Have you guys seen Discord yet? There's a link for it in chat. So Discord is something that I think we may... Oh, let me get the volume on here for TeamSpeak. Discord is something that I think that we might replace TeamSpeak with it. I'm testing it, and so we'll see. I will be installing Discord next week on the Stream Machine, so that I'm going to open up a few times next week the voice channels with. Let me see. What gate is this? Looks like I don't have any. See, I got caught by the bubbles. It's going to take me a little while to get over there. That's fine. For this time, fine. So, Discord, if you haven't heard about it, Discord is a chat application that has some good voice features, and it also ties in with other things. There's an API that they're developing for it. And so it's just kind of a clean interface chat program, and it allows for some special things, like all of you who are subs on the channel automatically, well, not automatically, you have to put in your Twitch account into it, but you get access to sub-only areas in there. Jonathan, I'll tell you about those in a minute. I think we have some abilities too, to where we may be able to make a moderator forum. Brandon Black asked for that, and then we can also do speech to text, and the speech to text stuff is kind of interesting. In fact, let's see here. Okay, so one of you subs, say something witty and funny in Discord, not voice, but in text, in the subscribers only channel. I think I have it set to read it aloud. Let me find out. I think I have it set to read aloud. It didn't work. Okay, let me let's see. I'm gonna have to play with it some more. Okay, let's do something a little bit different here. Let me see if I can get in here. Okay, so I think this is going to go through the wrong speakers. But I've moved into the voice channel for subs. If one of the subs wants to get in and say hello, we'll see if... hello, Favor. Oh, it's coming over the wrong speakers. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Let me see if I can change which output it goes to. Let's see here.
Docking permission requested. Docking
voice
accepted.
Output device. I have so many. There we go. Okay, so hello there, guys. Now they're all afraid to talk. Hey, one of you subs, say something.
Hi.
There we go.
It works.
It does. It does. So this is an example. Now I don't know which microphone it's using, so I might sound a little airy to you guys because I think it's a microphone that's not the broadcast microphone. But anyway, this is some of the things that we can do with it. We can actually have a conversation here in Discord. And so far, it's been sounding pretty good. So I'm impressed with it. So you guys that are in here, what do you think of Discord so far?
Can you control?
I like it.
Can you control voice access and like TeamSpeak with Commander mode, etc. All the kind of things you need.
Like priority.
I went through and fiddled with settings on it last night and found that you can create custom roles, you can modify permissions for voice and chat channels. So Marky could do the thing where only he can talk in a particular channel like he does with TeamSpeak, unless he gives permission. And as far as the moderators only chat, that I think would come under creating custom roles. And from the experimenting I did, I think you can give people multiple roles as well.
Yes, you can give multiple roles. And the only thing that scares me on that is the administration of it. And so probably I would, have one or two of the mods or something like that control the access for the mod group. And then I would just retain ownership of it so that if they're bad, that I can fix things.
I volunteer Feral Loki as tribute.
Oh, what, for the banishment? Yeah. So, okay. Well, anyway, so it's got potential. It's very, very new, and so being that it's very new, it is there's still a lot to work out with it here. Can I grab this? See, here it is on here, and there's multiple groups. You can see the multiple groups. And some of them are private, some of them are public. You guys who are in here have the ability to create invites. I don't necessarily like this invite system where it only allows an invite to last up to 24 hours. I don't get it, but
once the invite is sent and the person has accepted, they can then just keep coming back.
Yes, they can keep coming back, but like the URL that I've been posting in Twitch chat, the thing about it is that expires after 24 hours. So I made it just before the show, and then I had to edit the barker that barks that out once every 30 minutes or so in chat, and I've noticed like Doc Got Game is using it, but Doc is having to edit his Twitch template every day to add a new link. And
I did find when I was playing with the settings that you can set how long the invite link lasts for.
Only up
for
to
example,
24
for the one
hours, though, I think.
Nope.
Oh, you can set it longer?
For the one I've got, for the server that basically got set up when I installed and signed up, I've got an invite that is permanent.
Really? Okay. So
that was very bad British, really, there.
Oh, I wasn't trying to impersonate anybody. I was just being myself. So, okay, advanced settings, temporary membership, human form, readable, max uses, none. 1 day is the longest. Oh, expire after never. I didn't notice the never. Okay, so max uses no. Okay, so expire after never. Good. Okay, so here is the never expire. Is that the same link? No, it's a new one. So let me put that one in. Okay, well, great. So I didn't know that. Thank you. That's very helpful.
I didn't sleep well last night and was having a very, very bad day, so I went poking and exploring.
Mm-hmm. No, that's great. I'm glad you found that. So, okay, Discord invite. I'm going to edit that in the bot. Which, by the way, have I told you guys what the name of our bot is that we're making?
No.
Yeah. So, you know, the bot is used to bark messages out. And I have barkerbot.com, which is absolutely amazing because it's a domain that's, I think, 15 years old. And everything with bot in it is taken because bots are so prevalent over the internet. So I just happened to land that right after it expired. Nobody renewed it because the domain was never put into production. And so when it expired, it went into its, it has a grace period. I got it the day after the grace period expired. So I got really, really lucky. Something people can spell too. And a barker, I love the definition of a barker. But you know those guys when you're at the circus? Step right up. Come on over here. Test your skill. That's a barker. So I think it's perfect. And I'm hoping soon we're going to have that up and running. So we're waiting for the YouTube API to be, for them to publish it, which will be in a couple of weeks.
Being English, I'd have gone with crier, as in town crier, but I don't think non-English would have really got that one.
Yeah. Well, it was hard to come up with to get something. So it actually was very, 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 very difficult. But I got it. So it took weeks of looking. And then I just got lucky because that one expired like like a day or two before I found it. So Dana Webb, yes, there's nothing at BarkerBot right now. I was just telling you guys what the domain was, but I own it, so it's all good. Okay.
And for the people who are used to having better Twitch TV and Twitch being all dark and easily readable, in Discord there is an option to, instead of having the white background on a lot of it, you can have a dark background.
Okay. And so, let's see here. User settings and text and images. Where is that at? Appearance. Dark. Okay, let's turn dark. Ooh, that's actually much easier to read. I like it. So, okay. You are full of suggestions today. Good tips. You're like Gina Trapani. Nobody knows who she is. Okay, never mind.
Twit.
Yeah.
I know who Gina is.
yeah. So Twig is where. Well, she's part of the Twit network.
Google. Yeah, this week in Google. It's been a while, but yeah, I know who Gina is.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, guys, I'm gonna hop out of this channel and we'll continue on. And for now, I'll keep broadcasting my voice only in TeamSpeak, but we'll keep trying this. And everybody's welcome to get into Discord and win. If you are a sub of the channel, of my channel here, then you attach your Twitch and it syncs about once an hour, and you'll have access to the sub-only areas as well. So, okay, guys, I'm going to mute myself here. Okay, so, very good. And so I'm liking it so far. It's working out pretty interesting. So, I don't know. Thought I was taking myself out of the voice channel, but I guess not. I don't know how to do everything in it yet. Okay, I'm going to head over to Jita, and we're going to build this ship. Okay, a couple jumps away. Just kind of what I figured. And can I install another clone here? Yes, I can. Okay, I can't install another clone. Okay. I don't have anything training right now either. Okay, so another clone. Is that in neural enhancement? One jump clone per level. 22 hours, and I can have another one. Okay. So I've got one other that's out here in this area, so that'll be okay. Hey, before I head over, I've got to turn on the AC. I can't take it anymore. Hey, fake uniform. You can't wait until Discord comes out with the ability to link your Twitch account. Wait, it's already out. Yes. Yes, that's what we've done. So, fake, here on the screen, we have the subscribers only, couple of subscribers only channels. And those ones are set with permissions that I only allow my Twitch subs to get in there. And but everybody's welcome into the general area. And so yeah, it is working, and it shows some pretty interesting things. I'd really like them to support another connection with Twitch as well, to automatically allow mods into a mod channel. And so it I noticed too that there's connections for Facebook and for Twitter and stuff. You might be able to grant permissions based on you know, Facebook friends and other stuff. So do I broadcast to the general part? Well, I'm broadcasting in TeamSpeak, so, and it's just my voice, so that what happens is it removes the game noise and the music, and it's just for those that want to listen without the other stuff. So, and there's some people who like that, and other people who don't care. So, and I'll make a broadcast group in there if I'm going to start doing it through Discord. So yeah. But I think what I'll have to do is I'll have to put it onto the Stream Machine, because I think that the mic that's being used on that is one that's not right here. It's up in another portion. Boy, I really don't like hearing all those dings and everything. So notifications only for, let's see, sounds for, okay, that's for a message. And okay, so I have no idea. I just turned off some of them. So anyway, it's something that we're playing with. I don't know if it will be the end-all thing. Oh, and here, you guys, in YouTube. Here, let me just post this link. So that you guys in YouTube can try it out as well. And so, welcome back after your surgery, Tiny Pup. So, okay, I gotta turn down the AC. I'll be right back. Oh my God, I'm gonna burn up in here. Be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, so remember what I'm doing here. Okay, let's head over to Jita. We're gonna buy this Barghest, and so I'm watching the gank intel and the anti-gank channels, and there's probably not going to be so much action in the morning, but you know, the weekends probably the busiest in here, and I'll probably try some stuff tonight. So late game reviewer, yeah, the there's 2 machines put together to do all of this. So yeah, okay, Brain. Yeah, so Brain, I'll just want a second person to help out with that as well. But okay, so we have one, we have you. So Brain's a mod, and he said he's willing to help out with the mod thing. I don't know, as a mod or as myself, do we have any way to see a list of the mods? I don't even know if I have a list of mods. So anyway, it's good to see you guys in Discord. How many people have we got in there now? Let's see. It looks like we have, I don't know, almost 60 people total. So, and you guys can feel free to share the links. If you accidentally share a sub link, it just actually won't let them in. So, in the Twitch viewer list, it shows who a mod is. Yes, okay. It does. It does. So, but they have to be here. Yeah, I was just thinking of, like, where's an offline, you know, list of mods. So yeah, that's only the ones that are here at the show right now. So it's a little bit of my bot should be able to list them. Oh, you're right. User database. All users. Everybody. And yep, I don't know how to spit this out though. Holy shit. We have probably 40 mods. Some people are modded though because they're given mod to show that they are official. Meaning that some, you know, game devs and stuff like that. So, okay, we're gonna buy a Barghest. And we're just gonna build this right here on the show. And okay, so 660 million. I gotta send him some money. Let's okay, well, let's start with sending him $1 billion. That's 9 zeros. Okay. He now has $1 billion ISK. That person needs to be banned. I don't know what that was. For my 3 monitors, well, there's actually 7 monitors here, and I can do a total of 8 with these stands. There's something I got off Amazon. you know, desk mount monitor stuff. I actually don't remember what, they weren't necessarily a brand, and they weren't very expensive either. So they were, I don't know, 60 or 70. The bottom three, it's still the same answer. It's two different stands, 4x4. 4 on one side, 4 on the other. But the arms move around and stuff, so you can put them in whatever configuration you need. UK Parliament has a space of 2.5 sword links to stop people from fighting in there. Yeah, well, maybe it was needed at one point. Yeah, this is 2 4 monitor mounts, and it's 27 or 28 inch. So yeah, okay. It's kind of a, I have videos on it where I set it up. So one of the machine builds I did, I have 2 machine build playlists. Okay, so we're gonna buy a bar guest. Okay, so this is the Barghest. It's possibly the largest battleship in terms of physical space that it covers. And so so we're not going to use its bonuses, which is Warp Scrambler and Warp Disruptor maximum range, because we're going to be operating this in high sec. And so the theory is that we're going to use this to be a physical shield for freighters that are being bumped. And I don't know if this is going to work or not, but this is about 4 times as big as other other ships, other battleships. It's bigger in physical area than the Macarial, which is the primary ship used for bumping. And you know, we'll see here if some other battleships come out. See, look at the size of the freighter there compared to the size of this. I mean, we're talking that this is almost as big as the freighters. And so my hopes is to be a physical presence to maybe you know, cause some blocking and such. Yeah, so here's another, so this right here, this is a Raven, and you can see its size compared to you know, compared to this. They're both battleships. It's just the Barghest here is just way bigger. So okay, we're going to dock back up again.
Requested. Docking request accepted.
So, okay, now we're gonna fit for speed first, and I think that's going to be the primary. So the primary focus first is speed, and so we're going to pour everything into speed And then secondary might be shielding, just in case the gankers decide that that they are irritated, and when the fleets come out to pound the freighter, if they happen to target me instead, that would be an issue. So that'd probably be secondary. And then tertiary is, can I provide any sort of logi assist to a freighter, like for rebuilding armor or shields? And I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if you can fit those kind of modules
to the dragons
into a ship like this. And I don't know what his skills are either, so I might have to get some skill training done on that. So, Thism, thank you for following. Welcome. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, so, okay. Small repair drones. Yes, you can fit them. No, you won't get bonuses. Right. I knew I wouldn't get bonuses, but I figured at least I could fit them and possibly use them. So, and small repair drones are always useful. This doesn't have a drone. Does this have a, oh, yeah. So it does have drone bay. Okay. So, very good. Okay, so I think the first area to look is the rigs. And so is it like hyperspatial? Let's see here. Well, these might be something that we put into the, let's see, is this the, that's a warp accelerator? No, that's for warp speed, isn't it? Increase warp speed and acceleration. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I might come back to that. Let's see. Ship modifications. Large hyperspatial velocity optimizer. Warp speed bonus. Overdrive injector. See, these are, okay.